About blew my eardrums out.
Hello, Charlie? Charlie, are you there?
Every time through.
Susie, just smile. Just pretend you're not the angriest kid in the room.
She's the only kid in the room.
Welcome, everyone, to the Five Live Bears podcast. Glad to have you with us this evening. Glad to be with you. And hope that you're having a great Halloween season this year.
Gonna hit up some haunted houses.
That's right. We got some haunted houses here in Louisville. Ooh.
Let y'all do that.
Starting to get to that spooky time of year.
We need to have an episode where we tell haunted house stories.
Oh, man. I got some haunted house stories.
I've got some recent haunted house stories.
Some serious haunted house stories.
Really?
Got picked up by a giant clown girl.
A clown girl? Wow.
Clown girl.
It's very interesting.
Popped my back for me really good.
Sometimes you need that.
I got force-fed candy corn at a haunted house recently.
Mm.
True story.
Man,
I did see about the one in California where like
Oh,
like
no.
a 7-year waiting list
Won't
where
do
like
that one. You
put
pay
bugs
money
on
and they let you like
no,
chain you up.
there's
and
no
feed
way.
you.
There's absolutely no way. We need to do definitely need to do a show where we talk about haunted houses and our haunted house experiences, because that was a big. I mean, I'm sure it's a big deal all over the country, but it just seems like here in Louisville, it was always a huge deal, and I guess it's still a huge deal. But I used to be at one time. I think at one time in my life I was actually in my 20s.
It's been a while.
I'm not sure.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been forever. But we used to do that all the time. I don't think I could make it through a haunted house now.
Oh, it's nothing, man. It's a piece of cake.
We were
Yeah.
we were at Beach Bend.
I just try to get them to give me hugs now.
What? Oh, give me a hug.
No, I don't go that far. It was always kind of creepy.
I'll save that for the haunted house story.
Yeah, we'll talk haunted houses. But the last haunted house I was in, I went to Beach Bend in Bowling Green, Kentucky, which was really cool because we got in for free. It was going to cost us some money.
Always get in for free.
Well, it was cool because you said you always do.
No, you always.
Oh yeah, well we went up to the gate. It was so funny because we were gonna pay to get in. It was gonna cost something like $30 a person to get into Beach Bend, and
In Bowling Green.
in Bowling
Kentucky.
Green, yeah, in Bowling Green.
Bowling.
Home of the Corvette.
It's a nice place. It's our home away from home. They got a really nice mall and
They do have a nice one.
really good teacher store down there. I go to. I go all the way to Bowling Green to go to the teacher store.
Okay, you
Good
went to a
restaurants,
haunted
too.
house.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Wow.
went to this. We went in, got in for free, and they got this. They got an old school haunted house there where you get in the car and you ride around in it in the cart, and it's got the like the motion sensors on the floor to where when you go through them like the ghost pops out of the wall, and the wall shake and all that type of stuff. And Susie about broke my arm. I mean, she was just holding on for dear life. I thought it was awesome. It was one of the greatest things ever. But I don't know if I could handle like the chainsaw dude and the killer clown and the Jason coming up out of the water thing anymore. I don't know. I'd probably just have a heart attack. Aaron, let me ask you. You live far away. Are haunted houses as big in Texas as they are here in the old Kentucky?
I'll see a billboard or two, but not really.
Texas is scary enough by itself. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you don't want to be out after dark.
You don't want to be out after dark here either.
Do you know why I've never been to Texas?
Why is that, Charlie?
It's where all my exes live.
Oh.
Well played, sir.
I thought you were gonna make one of the Full Metal Jacket jokes about.
No, not on the podcast. That's the unedited. Five Live
That's
Bears.
the archives.
know.
That's the Five Beep Bears.
Yeah. But Halloween coming up in the next few weeks. We're going to be doing some Halloween stuff on here, telling some ghost stories. I got to get. We talked about it a little bit last week. I got to get the people back in here, our family and friends who have ghost stories.
John's got people.
We got peoples that. Well,
It's cool, John. We're not cool enough to tell ghost stories.
well, because you don't.
No, we
because
don't,
every
no.
time we try to tell a ghost story, and
it's scary.
listen to him. Every time we try to tell a ghost story, because Brian's into ghost stories somewhat. I'm totally into ghost stories. Charlie,
I love hearing
it was
them.
Charlie's ghost story that actually started the podcast over a year ago. And Tim, every time we try to talk ghost stories, he just poo-poos them. He's like, "Oh, this new man.
I've kind of. I haven't given y'all the update on the ghost story. No, this isn't a ghost story.
So this is our origin story.
This is what's funny is so every time a new person starts,
You tell them.
I tell that story, and now nobody takes the trash and linens down because they're scared to go down that hallway.
Any hallway
I'll
where
get
you're
it
gonna
together
die,
for you.
yeah.
Will you take the stuff down because of your story? I won't go down the hallway. Yeah, sure, it's fine.
We kept the.
Have you felt the presence?
I have not.
Did somebody come in and like spray some holy water? Or prayer?
Tim, actually, his negativity just shoots away.
Tim's negativity toward haunted ghost stories and things of that nature just kind of kills it. Because if you don't believe in it, it doesn't happen. Just like Ghost Cat.
Yeah, for real.
Just like
Ghost
the
Cat.
Invisible Boy and Mystery Man.
I can't look at myself and nobody can look at me.
Ross,
You're
taking
gonna
our
have to
shoes off.
use 2 hands there.
I feel encumbered now that we're all
taking our shoes off, John.
I don't have. No, I get mine on either.
Yeah!
This
You
is a
can't-
true Kentucky hillbilly podcast.
You can't see mine because mine are hidden behind
I
this
just
table.
touched Charlie's foot with my foot.
For our YouTubers,
To a
for our
point.
YouTubers out
Cut
there. There it is. I don't have mine on either. I haven't had my shoes on since like 3 o'clock this afternoon. So
What's funny is that I can't see John. I can just see the pumpkin. So every time John speaks, when I look over at the pumpkin's looking at me like it's talking.
it's just like our.
It's not a ghost story,
I've always
Tim. It's-
pictured John as a bumpkin.
It's our idol.
Easy.
What are you saying, Tim? I had a kid the other day. He was like, I was sitting there and I said something that I was going to join the Navy out of high school. That's what I wanted to do. And he was like, "Really? You?" It's like, "Yeah." He was like, "Don't they have a weight limit in the Navy?" I was like,
I mean,
"All right,
that's like when I talk about I played football in high school. And they're like, you played football?
yeah."
Did
I
any
was
of
like,
us really play football
I
in high
played
school?
football in high school.
Was it really
I
playing
made
football?
all conference for 2 years. Shut your mouth.
Yeah, you actually had a real program when you were there.
Right? you laid the groundwork.
Yeah.
and he was on wave 3.
Getting made fun of by whatever that dude's name is.
Ken Taylor.
Oh man,
Huh?
Ken Taylor or somebody like
Not
that.
Ken Taylor. Ken Taylor's a nice man. This is somebody else.
we have a little bit of nerd news this evening. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. Tim brought this to our attention a while back, and being that we're starting to get into the fall movie season coming up here in the next few
I don't
weeks.
know what I did.
Is this nerd news about This Is Us season 2?
Oh gosh, man! Don't even talk
I will
about
start
that.
crying right now.
That's what the show
It's not
is.
as good this
I
season.
tell you,
Oh, goodness.
between
Such a This Is Us.
Don't touch it, John.
Hit-
Don't
no,
touch
no,
it.
I
Don't
gotta
touch
say it. I've
Don't
got to
touch
say
John.
it. I've got to do it.
John, don't do it.
I have got to
Don't do it.
stop. No, it's got to be done.
Viewership just crashed.
No, I'm not saying anything bad about it because I don't watch it. But but I tell you what, I'm tired of is I am tired of every Tuesday night getting run out of my basement because apparently you can only watch This Is the Story of We or That Is Us or whatever the name of the show is on the big TV in the basement.
I think that's required, yeah.
And then they've got this new one, the Good Doctor.
Oh, about the autistic.
Don't
That
even get me
bothers
started on
me.
that one.
Huh?
That bothers me.
You too?
Seems like exploitation. I'm just saying.
Okay, thank you. And we usually I
Aaron,
don't.
does it seem like exploitation to you?
That was like a show from Thailand or something that they adapted to bring over here.
Okay.
Yeah,
Only Aaron would know
We need
that.
that. 5-second delay for
Because Aaron
Aaron.
watched the Thailand version. That's why.
Yeah, probably.
And involved
Really
people
cool
being
with the
cut in half.
yeah the school bus ride.
yeah.
What's your nerd news, John?
I'm trying to get if there's a commercial in the way.
What did I
Good.
bring up? What
You,
did I
yeah, you
bring
actually
up?
dropped this a couple of weeks ago, and we're just now getting to it because, come on, I don't want to replay the Harley Davidson commercial.
Why not?
What did I bring up?
Okay, thank you. Get out of the way.
Live to ride.
The Justice League. This is Justice League news. We've tried to. You are the one that dropped it on the text message, not me. So it has to be brought up. Is that
Everything I have dropped in the chat has not been brought up, just so you know.
anyway? What it is it is a article that states that Justice League said to be amazing after the screenings were held. That is what we're talking about here.
The screening from hell. People were strapped in there. Yes, it's amazing. Let us out, please. You're gonna love Aquaman. I guarantee it.
Oh
Or you
man.
get a new suit.
So far, I've heard that they cut Lex Luthor. They've
Yeah.
now cut Iris West out of it, which is Flash's, romance. So pretty soon, it's just going to be just Wonder Woman in the movie.
Yeah, pretty much
Cut everybody-
is what it's
Cut
going to
everybody
be.
else. It's Wonder Woman Part 2. We've changed it. But Aaron, what other movie did? Stop it, Charlie. Is she with you? Aaron,
That's actually
wasn't it Suicide Squad that had like rave reviews and stuff?
No, it was that Fantastic Four movie. The last Fantastic Four movie had rave reviews at the screen.
It was
Really?
yeah, screening people get paid to say that.
It was all deaf people that were also visually impaired.
Man, we were almost deaf after Batman vs Superman. I don't know if I'll ever go back
That's
to
what you're
another.
talking about after you blasted our ears at the beginning of the show. With
What?
the theme music.
I can't hear you. What?
My selective
gosh.
hearing superpower.
Look, I'm just gonna say it. Justice League is gonna be one of like Charlie's next favorite movies. 'cause
Oh, I
it's
can't
gonna
wait.
be so terrible. It's gonna be his Suicide Squad, basically.
All right, well, here's what it says. This Warner Brother apparently showed off a screening of Justice League movie last night. Users on Twitter are reporting that they have seen the movie, and other users are also reporting they have friends that have seen the film. Well, good for them. Sorry, no Justice League spoilers, but they are saying that those in attendance did say that the movie was absolutely amazing.
I have a friend who has a friend who saw Justice League and said it's amazing.
Justice
True
League.
story.
Justice League has a November 17th, 2017 release date by Zack Snyder with a story about those
that
people.
a week after Thor?
Oh yeah,
They're
Thor's
right
gonna
around each
Thor's
other.
gonna absolutely obliterate it. It says here, fueled by his restored faith in humanity, inspired by Superman's selfless act, Bruce Wayne enlists the help of his newfound allies. I think that this is kind of an overplay myself. I don't really see where anybody would say that the Justice League is going to be amazing. Now, I'm going to probably see it. I'm probably going to go to the
Well,
theaters
of
and
course we're
see
gonna
it.
see it.
But it's going to be more along.
We are going to see it?
Well,
You're going with me to Secret Cinemas, dang it.
Not to see Justice League.
Yes, you are.
It's a DC movie.
We're
Why
going to
do we-
buy that Movie Pass app where we can see unlimited movies for $10 a month.
have you heard about
Don't
that?
give it
Is that
away.
really a thing?
That's actually a thing.
One movie a day, can't be 3D, can't be IMAX.
Can't be first run.
No, it can be first run.
It has to be
Yeah.
made before 1956.
Stop with the fake rules.
Must have Ben Affleck in it.
I've been meaning to sign up for it.
It actually does not look like it'd be a bad deal if you live as close to a movie theater as Tim actually lives to a movie theater.
That his friends go to and don't invite him to.
We didn't know
What?
we
We didn't
wanted
know
to
that
be
you were our
part of
friend.
it.
We thought
Yes.
that you weren't our friend.
We tried. We tried.
We sent you. We
We
sent you
sent
text
carrier
messages.
pigeons every
We-
week, but they got shot
We
down.
even had a stone engraver make a nice, beautiful scroll, like the Ten Commandments, but it was the
and
one
then
question.
then we dropped it.
Please
and
join us
I
for
left you. I left you a voice message like Tim. We want to know if you want to.
No, I've had the same number for like 12 years, John.
and,
You can't lie about that
We
one.
kind of
They actually called me to tell you, and I forgot.
Shut up, Aaron.
That's good, Aaron. That's good.
Yeah, we
Well
were
played.
like, hey Aaron, would you ask Tim if he wants to be part of the podcast?
You probably called Aaron in Texas to invite him to go.
Well, we couldn't. He couldn't be part of the time because when we first started the podcast, we had a microphone spoke and 3 Fisher Price microphones.
No, Aaron,
So-
Aaron, can you drive up 1,200 miles to go to the movies with
No,
us?
we would pay for Aaron to fly it.
That's 1 mile from Tim's house, but don't tell him.
Like, Aaron, we've sent you a plane ticket. Just
And
so
we
you
even went
know.
to the McDonald's afterwards
That
and
was
sat
good.
there and like
The
ate.
McDonald's that's built on an old Indian burial ground.
Is it really?
That's what we say.
That's why
That's why it's so terrible.
That's
so
what-
many jokes to be made there, but we're going to let them go.
that was actually we had a good time, man. We were jazzed up. We were like all hyped on Rogue One. and it was amazing.
We just had a great time with our friends.
It was amazing. It was a great time.
Tim, we are sorry.
No.
He
no,
seems bitter.
no,
Is
no,
he bitter?
no.
Well,
Or is
What
this
is your
wait,
deal?
No, you know
What's
what this
next?
is. You know what this is. This is the after effects of eating Korean barbecue chips.
hell, last week.
We still are.
For a
Wait.
week.
Yeah, they still smell.
Instead,
Don't smell your fingers on camera. What's wrong with you? Don't
It's
ever
like,
do
it's
that.
like the axe guy, right?
Don't
Like,
ever
why'd
do
you
that. Don't
See if it
ever
was
smell
dry.
your fingers in public.
You're gonna get us a whole new fan base. Brian's like, my finger's thick.
Hashtag. What's my finger?
I've never seen my dad. He's like, well, my fingers thick so bad. Way to go, Brian.
Hey, this might be the last podcast I'm on for a while.
We're gonna
My
have
little
a,
one might be here
we're
by
gonna
then,
have
so-
we're gonna have somebody's gonna leave a message going like, sniff your left hand next week, Brian.
I won't be on the podcast for a
What do they
while.
taste like?
Oh, yeah, Brian's gonna be going away
welcome,
next couple of weeks.
You're welcome.
Not because he's been sniffing his fingers, but he's about to be a daddy again. It's getting very, very close. I've been trying to get your
it sounds
daughter.
like you stopped. He's gonna be daddy and
Quit.
I kind of like check in and check out when I walk back. It's really
That's not what we mean.
like Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm really involved, and the rest of the days, I'm like, yeah. I thought
No, his wife is about to have another
Tuesdays
child.
you can't because wrestling.
Aaron,
That's true.
Aaron,
Yo,
what do fingers smell like in Texas?
mesquite barbecue.
You stop it.
Aaron, sniff your fingers real quick. Let's.
Oh my God!
Let's see.
Is that locust? What?
Oh, dear God. What's next? What's next?
Well, anyway,
I don't think I could do this podcast.
We won't even air this podcast.
oh my gosh.
Aaron, can you suggest a movie instead of us doing this right now? Can we watch a movie and then
Tag part 2.
No. Well, Aaron, let me ask you back on the serious subject we're on. Do you think that this is just some like a last-ditch effort heave to get people to go see Justice League, or do you really think it's going to be as good as what like articles and stuff are saying? Because this is not the only article I've seen that has said that the Justice League is going to be a really, really good movie, and that Aquaman is going to be absolutely awesome in it. Is this just another?
I guarantee it.
Is this just another play, or do you really think that Justice League is going to be as good as this article kind of makes it out to be?
There's two things that have to happen for Justice League to be good. The first thing is, how much did Joss Whedon actually get to change? Did he really do extensive reshoots? And the other thing is, did they get Superman right? Because they have not gotten Superman right in any of these movies. If they do those two things, then it could be a good movie.
It'll still be terrible.
I still have to stand by my argument that I think that Batfleck is still the best Batman. I still think that.
I don't think he's a bad Batman. I just think he's in a bad Batman movie.
Well, I mean, I like the Superman versus Superman v Batman, Dawn of Justice. I didn't think it was all that bad, but my thing is I don't know, and you guys may think differently on this, but the Flash is really the one that's bothering me.
No, the Flash is the only one I'm excited for. I like Ezra Miller. Is that whatever his name is? As an actor, I like the comical side of the Flash, the lighthearted. Like the DC movies are so over the top gritty. I think they need that kind of just have fun character.
Well, I think
Aquaman is what kills it for me.
See, the jury's still out for me with the Aquaman. I have not really hated him in anything else that I've seen.
I sent you that one article where they basically have talked about how he's abandoned all of his kingdom, duties to. He
was bringing fish to small villages.
And now he just hangs out in the village with fishermen and gets drunk, and like he's like the local legend.
Yeah, but that's that it's going to be something so they can set it up for something else. I know that's just something that they're going to do.
I have a different opinion.
He's basically Popeye.
The only one that bothers me is Cyborg because it doesn't look like it has much. That character has much personality, whereas all the rest of them have so much personality. It just kind of seems like, hey guys, I'm a robot.
No, he's super serious. I'm Cyborg.
Where is she?
They should have let the guy from Teen Titans Go play that. That'd been awesome.
You know who he is? He's Ezekiel from The Walking Dead.
It took me and Susie like 2 episodes to figure that out.
The guy that has the tiger.
Yeah, we're like, who is this guy?
Charlie doesn't get
the guy that has the tiger.
I know there's a tiger.
That's Cyborg.
Don't know that the guy has a tiger.
Did you all hear? Since we're on DC stuff, did you hear that there's going to be a Teen Titans Go movie?
Yes,
I did.
That is going to be great.
It's going to be terribly great.
Oh my goodness!
I watched an episode. It just turned the TV on, and it was on there one morning, and it was the episode where Robin wanted to cook their dinner, and it was potatoes, and then they all started adding peppers to everything. Oh, why was that so funny?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny.
Their episodes are crazy, filled with innuendos. It's all kinds of insanity.
The one I like best is Real Boy, where he eats the El Borgado Supreme, and then he flushes himself down the toilet. I don't know. I'm into I'm into the middle school humor. I mean,
I'm in the toilet.
That's my thing. Yeah. So Justice League coming out on the 17th, and I think that Thor Ragnarok is going to kill it because I am so hyped to see Ragnarok.
Did you see that they're releasing the 10-inch Incredible Hulk pop?
I have not seen that yet. I have not seen it.
Hulk should be more.
Hulky.
Hulk should be bigger than the other pops because he's the Incredible Hulk, and he's always been the same size. So now they're making a giant one.
That'd be cool. Very cool. Being that it is the Halloween season, and we have gotten into everybody a few weeks ago. We won't mention it again on here, but Aaron gave us some movie homework to do, and we watched it, and we hated it. And if you want to know what we're talking about, go back.
Accurate.
Well,
What was that?
look at a helicopter landing. Well, anyway, we watched the movie, and if you wish to know what we were talking about, go back and watch the YouTube video from 2 weeks ago.
No, it was last week's.
It was 2 weeks ago.
Whatever.
Wouldn't
it
it be a
was
month ago
sometime.
now?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
2 years ago.
so being that we're in the Halloween spirit,
this
Charlie
very night.
gave us some homework last week, and we went back to the 80s, went back to our childhood, and all of us watched Monster Squad again for the first time, or really for the first time ever. It's the first time I've seen it since I was about 13, something like that, and I still liked it. I still liked the movie. I thought it was still good. There's no social commentary or anything like that, at least that I could find. It's just a good
Bullying.
well,
There's no bullying.
Yeah, but bullying was
My
different.
name is Horace.
But bullying was
good.
bullying was different in the 80s than it was now. I mean, as
You
far
made
as the way it was
people,
perceived.
eat sticks on candy bars.
Yeah, I mean that was a great scene.
Remember when you watched it as a kid and the kid with a leather jacket was just the coolest
With
kid
his,
Yeah,
with
that
the
doesn't
cigarette.
age well.
in the world? Now you're just like,
Well, he was on Kids Incorporated as well.
he was. Kids Incorporated. K-I-D-S.
I was
Aaron's doing
glad to
a dance
see
right
the
now.
I was glad to see the one of the first acting debuts of the older brother off the Wonder Years.
Jason Hervey.
Yes, because I had seen him in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. He was in it, and then he was in Monster Squad. Then a little bit after that, he went into was on the Wonder Years for like 27 years, playing a 17-year-old or something like that.
You know what surprised me about Monster Squad was how much cussing was in it.
Oh,
yes.
ain't that crazy?
And I feel like I
PG-13.
watched it as a kid with my parents.
Well, your parents are different than most preachers.
No, I mean, no, but like back then, let's not bring my parents into it.
Did you just bring him
But I
into
mean,
it?
it
just
just
said it.
took us to see
Look.
Dumb and Dumber already on the podcast.
Look.
So.
Let me bring him in.
Anyways.
No.
I just mean like I feel like my parents would not have let me watch that movie. Is what I'm saying.
But once again, it was PG and PG-13 at the time. Well, it's the government says that our kids can watch this movie, so we should let them. And as the years went by, those have been.
Aaron,
kinda
did
scaled
mom
back.
and dad watch that movie with us? Surely they didn't.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Well, if you remember though, back in the day though, when they would say PG or PG-13, they didn't have any guidelines under that over why it was PG-13 or PG. Now you see that. I mean, like it'll say PG-13 for violence and profanity.
Maybe we saw like the edited for TV version.
That might have been it too.
Could have been it.
That was
But,
probably it. Because I seem to remember asking Mom what the virgin scene was about because I didn't understand it. I do
And
remember
you
that.
still don't, right?
Right, I had to have Brother
The
Mark.
last time you watched it,
And he did explain it.
Explain it to you with a puppet.
He did.
Yeah.
He did explain it. Gio, you need to hear this too, bud. You need to hear this too.
That's a good inside joke.
Yeah, you'd have to have been there for that one. I've been.
You shouldn't have.
Wow,
But,
what a day.
the thing I remembered most from it from my childhood that still was a great scene was kick him in the nards, and he's like, "Does Wolfman have nards?" And he kicks
kick him anyway.
and he kicks him, and he's like, "Wolfman does have nards."
Well, you know,
The Wolfman responds,
and see, and there was stuff like that though. That back in the day, remember how seeing how innocent my family was. That's when my mom would have been like, "Turn that off." I mean, not to matter that there was like monsters and there was Wolfman and
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
also one of the themes of the film was peeping toms. That was a big part of the movie because remember when they had taken the pictures and
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I
he was
mean,
looking at that.
well,
he's like,
it's
"I'll be
very-
part of this club."
yeah, at the very beginning, and that's where my mom would have been like, "Cover your eyes, cover your eyes," but it's too late by that time because
It's too late.
the damage
I've
is already
seen every-
done. Yeah, the damage is done.
look at that.
I've seen it all.
Yeah, and then because that's just a gateway. It's a gateway movie. Then you're off to
Then you're off.
then you're off to watching
Showgirls.
Return of the Jedi, and Showgirls, and on from there. You know.
I have something I want to talk about it, but I'll
Showgirls?
let Brian. What are your? Did you enjoy watching it for the first time as an adult?
Yeah, it was. I mean, I was glad that Frankenstein was. That's my favorite Universal monster. So
Boogers.
Oh gosh, Frankenstein was terrible.
he was the hero, though. That's all I cared about. That and I was.
I do remember as a child thinking like, "Oh, Frankenstein."
that, but I did not realize I did not learn in my life that Dracula was like almost invincible man, where he was just like
man.
grabbing people, snapping necks, and
Dracula is invincible.
I didn't realize that.
My favorite part,
I didn't realize he had like the
is at
superhuman
the end
strength.
when they finally kick Dracula into that portal, and the old dude's like,
Van Helsing is like,
"Thumbs
yeah.
up!"
dude, yeah.
to the kid, and the kid's like, "Thumbs up, back to you." It was like straight out of a
That
Chuck
is-
Norris sidekicks movie.
The sad part was as soon as I heard Ben Helsing, I thought Hugh Jackman. So I was like, oh man,
Hugh Jackman. Oh my gosh.
I was like-
What a terrible Van Helsing movie that was. I went to the theaters and saw that. I actually went to the movies and saw
Why?
that because I thought it was going to be good.
it's
It had
probably going to be better than
it had
than,
Wolverine in
Justice
it.
League.
I mean, it had Wolverine. I don't know. It'd be pretty close together. The thing that I think is so interesting about it is you're kind of watching it again is just how to bring it into like our modern world of things that are on television and things is that like Stranger Things, how much it takes from like Monster Squad and
Stranger
Goonies
Things
and
is such a perfect
oh my gosh, it is so wonderful.
throwback to movies like that.
Have you all seen? I don't know if Tim has it. They got it for ISO and Android. But have you all seen the Stranger Things game?
No.
Oh, it's great. I got it on my phone. I'll show it to you later. They built a 8-bit, like a Nintendo Entertainment Center game. It's based on the same like principles as like the old Metal Gear game, where you're trying to find the kids in like the lab, but it's got the 8-bit look. I'll have to show it to you later. It's a really cool thing. But yeah, the just how much all these movies, especially like that and Goonies and any of those kid related 80s movies that we kind of grew up on, really filter right into shows like Stranger Things. And yeah, I liked it. I was really pleasantly surprised by the practical effects that are actually in Monster Squad.
Stan Winston did those.
Especially
I'm
like
saying.
and I was really psyched to see the creature from the Black Lagoon.
The
that was
creature
the
from
one.
the lagoon's
Well,
great.
they couldn't call him the creature from the Black Lagoon. It was just the creature.
Yeah.
There was. I've seen the documentary about the film. Surprising, I'm sure, to everyone in the
Yeah.
room and watching right now that I watched the documentary. Tim, you said you had something to say about it. Was just because of
No, the language part really surprised me. That was the
Yeah.
one thing that really stuck with me.
There's a couple moments it was uncalled for.
Yeah, I was just like, I don't remember that from my childhood.
Well, but
Then
those-
again, I could have edited.
All those 80s kids
It's
movies
true.
had those type of
Like I watched,
parts in
I
it.
was rewatching Goonies.
How was that little girl at the end?
Like
She's like 5.
6.
yeah, see stuff like that.
Like we need to call her a certain name. Really?
Well,
I was watching.
I'm not
Goonies.
defending it. I'm just saying that's in all them 80s movies like that. It's just something
Who
that they
wrote
do.
that script and thought that was a good idea?
Fred Decker. is
Good
the,
grief, Fred.
But what it
Decker
is-
did one of my other favorite horror films from the 80s, A Night of the Creeps.
But what it does, though, is as a social studies teacher, it's a good view into how our society has evolved. Because there is nobody in their right mind that would ever write a script nowadays where
Call
an
a
adult calls a
6-year-old
6-year-old that. Okay, there's no way that would ever fly today in any circumstances.
Yeah, it might.
But even like Goonies, you go to the Goonies and
Goonies is super perverted.
oh yeah, especially
And
with like
they
the
curse like crazy.
the statue scene
Yeah,
with the broken
The 20-minute
part.
statue scene.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculously long.
ongoing.
I mean, I've never seen the movie
Trouble,
because I never got
trouble.
past that scene pretty much. One of the things that surprised me about Monster Squad, though, was that how there were little things in the film that were kind of like, this is actually kind of serious and a good, like the old man that was the Holocaust survivor, and the fact that the Wolfman wanted to die. He didn't want to be cursed with that anymore. I
And
thought that
then
was really
the parents, like the mom
Yeah.
and dad, and their relationship, and
Well, once
the
again,
job
that's
coming. But that's straight out of the 80s.
yeah, that's an '80s thing in those movies. Is the parents are on the edge of divorce or separated and some kind of
the house is about to be foreclosed on,
yeah,
or something like
and
that.
it always comes back at the end to where they always. I mean, in most of those movies where they get back together and things are sealed up and kind of along those lines. But yeah, definitely a good watch if you're looking for a blast from the past. And it's kind of the start of our Halloween season. Watching some, I'm not into horror movies. I don't do it, but I'll watch stuff like that. I enjoy things like that. I've seen that would have been really creepy when I was like 10. Except for Dracula, who was absolutely not creepy at all. The Mummy was pretty good too in it. The Mummy looked really
the mummy
really
was
good.
comical relief.
Do you know who Dracula was? He was in the New Adventures of Zorro that was on the Family Channel. It's the same actor.
I did not know that.
And now you
Leave it to
the more
Charlie.
you know.
Aaron and Brian this week went out and fought the crowds for a Super NES Mini. Brian was. Did you get yours, Brian?
I did.
Did you get yours? I did not get one. I'm
You gotta
still.
hear Aaron's story.
There was no crowd where I was at.
I'm still
But
protesting
why is it not
though.
here for us to play.
I still haven't even opened it.
Okay, I got you.
Aaron, lay it on us. Your story of getting the SNES Mini.
So I went up to Target about an hour and a half early, and it was started to rain. So I'm standing out in the rain, and the guy behind me is like, "Are they limiting one per customer?" And we're like, "Yeah, I think it's one per customer." He's like, "Oh man," he goes, "I was at the Walmart midnight sale and I bought 9, and I'm trying to get some more of this." I was like, "What? 9?" So yeah, he was a scalper, reselling them, and
Did you beat him up?
he kept saying that he was he had posted the sales online. He was looking at them on his phone. He kept going, "I don't know why these people are so mad at me. Why do they keep calling me names? What the heck?" and all this stuff. And
Was he special? He
Crazy.
sounds special.
Did you just stand in the rain the whole time, like with your head held down like Charlie Brown?
eventually, Mom did bring me an umbrella.
Oh.
But,
Oh, that's so
yeah.
nice.
What color umbrella was it?
She kind of drove by and threw it at me. It hit me, so.
It was just
was
it was
it-
just the skeleton of the umbrella.
He had no actual fabric.
You had to buy the fabric. It was
How
there.
is it, Aaron? How is it?
It's pretty great. It's got some of the best games ever made on there, like Super Metroid and Zelda and Final Fantasy
Mario
3, 6, something, Mario Kart. Yeah, so it's really great.
I'm still protesting the fact that I didn't get the regular NES. I won't,
Same here, bud.
won't buy it. Nope, not gonna do it. I mean, all power to you guys who have one, but
No, I mean, I literally drove to the store, walked in, and the guy was like, "Can I help you?" And I was like, "Do you have any of the Super NESs?" And he goes, "You mean those?" And there's like 15 of them behind the counter. And I was
No.
like,
Did you say thanks for being a smart aleck? I just want to buy something from your store.
yeah, I was like,
where we at? You don't have to give a name, but it's
Oh, please do.
Is it
It
rhyme
would be
with
the
Jane
hidden
Mop?
GameStop on the side of
Oh yeah, well
that always seems to have something, but
yeah. I don't go in there. I just buy it off Amazon now.
it was nice.
Is it the one that's in front of empty buildings now, or
Just tell
No,
'em
not
which
that
one
one.
it
That one
is.
actually has a really good manager, though.
oh? Because every time
So
I
the
get in there,
girl?
I wanted
Yes, she's
Yeah.
very, very helpful.
Everybody else there,
She's named
those
after a
got
month
one
of the year.
So, but yeah, no, I haven't opened it yet because I've been debating on whether or not I want to try to trade it for a
pop.
for a regular NES. I want the original NES.
I mean,
But-
but if they flooded the market with the Super NESs, then they're probably gonna be hard to.
It's gonna
But
be hard
it
to
has
flip.
two
You'll have to-
of my wife's favorite games on it, so I'm pretty much going to keep it.
You're gonna have to like get 3 of them, and you're like,
Princess
okay, I'll trade you
Tomato.
these 3.
What now?
I said Princess Tomato.
Oh no, she
The-
likes Super Mario World and Mario Kart. That's what
The only way I would buy one is if they built it to where you still had to screw it to the back of your television. Do you remember how they used to have that? You had to screw it to the.
Why would you want that for?
Because that's the pure classic version. I mean, that's the pure classics. That RCA and HDMI stuff ain't what you go for, man. You gotta be able to screw it to the back of your
You
television.
gotta
with the
make sure that
little
wire's
screws.
straight in the middle
And
of
then,
there.
and then make sure you have enough screws stuck out there so you can put your antenna wires back on top of it.
The crazy part is we were getting our Halloween stuff out, and there was a container in the garage. Popped it open. What was in it?
Snake.
My old Super Nintendo. So I have the original Super Nintendo.
So you're like, dang it, man! I wish
It's
I'd
like,
known
I bought
this
this
in there.
thing twice.
What do I do that
Except it's
for?
got all the games.
I never had the. Yeah, I did. I did actually have the Super Nintendo,
Don't
but
lie, John.
I got it for
You
Street
had
Fighter.
everything.
Yeah, I
Street
had
Fighter
it.
2.
but I didn't like it because I bought an off-brand controller and it couldn't jump diagonally with it, and so I thought, man, this
What?
thing's crap.
How do you not jump down?
What you get for
That's
buying
that's
those
why you buy an
stupid
off-brand
Tiger controller.
Yeah, that's why.
You're like, I want to make this game more
It's
difficult.
got a
so-
rapid fire button.
That's
Hey,
why.
the turbo controller was good.
That's why you don't buy the. You don't go to Toys R Us and buy the controller with the giraffe on it. That's one of their Toys R Us special controllers that burn up on you.
Hey, speaking of other big events this weekend or this past week, John,
Yeah.
I have to talk about something very
Uh-oh.
special to my heart.
What's that?
I watched Inhumans. The person that has mocked Inhumans for months now,
Oh.
I watched the Inhumans premiere, and I got to tell you something.
Why?
I kind of liked it.
Why would you do that?
I don't. It. I
mean,
think it. I
mean,
think
like,
it
what
was.
possessed you to watch
I think
that?
it's my Suicide Squad for like Charlie. I It's so bad. Aaron, you watched part of it, right?
Yeah, I watched about the first 30 minutes. Yeah.
Was that before Oprah came on and ruined the rest of it for you?
But like it's almost like comical because like Black Bolt gets sent to Earth and it turns into like one of those 1980s or 90s
Fish out of water store.
alien that's never been on Earth comedies. He walks into a store and she's like, "Oh, are you here for a suit?" And she gets him all dressed up and he just walks out and she's like, No, you have to buy it. And of course he can't talk, so all he does is like hand move. It's like he sticks his hands up like, "Don't talk." And so the police arrest him and like they've got him handcuffed and they're like, "If you move, you're just lucky you're not out of those handcuffs." And all of a sudden he's just like throws his hands up like he's out of the handcuffs, but he can't talk. And it's such like a this is my first time on Earth. I've never experienced a car or a camera. Like they take his picture and he's like shocked and stuff. And it's just it's classic. It is classic.
So it was like he was from some like deep dark rainforest,
Right.
never been.
It's like Encino Man.
not part of any type of advanced civilization living on the moon.
Right.
It's just
It's not like it's not like he's the freaking king of an advanced civilization on the moon with technology. He's like never seen a car.
I mean, they got laser guns and a giant dog with antennas, but no cameras.
And so then there's this scene where Medusa is the queen and she's got powers with her hair, and like there's this scene where they capture her and they cut her hair, and like it's like the whole show's filmed just like an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. type show where it's just regular pace moving, but all of a sudden when they like cut her hair, it turns into like this slow motion overly emotional moment, like the hair's falling in front of her face and she's crying and the guy's like, yeah, and I'm like,
Edward Scissorhands? Is the way you're
it's
doing
what it looked like. He's like, ah, and I was like, what are we watching? And then it like cuts back to regular pace and she's just like, my hair. She's the worst part of it. The other two characters, main characters in it, one of them's named Karnak. Aaron, can you explain Karnak's powers?
He can see the flaw in anything.
So like he's sitting down.
So it's me?
like
He's sitting down for dinner, and this girl's like serving him.
Jerk.
This girl's serving him food, and they're kind of like making eyes at each other. And he goes, "I know what you're thinking, but here's what would happen: 2 days. The first day, I would love you and make you love me back. The second day, you would start to get on my nerves because you're needy, and blah blah blah, and the relationship would fall apart." And he's like, "Off with you." So, like, he can see the flaw in everything, so he sees the flaw in the relationship. The other guy is Gorgon, right, Aaron? And
Yeah.
he's got horse legs.
They are ridiculous looking. They look so fake.
and every scene that he's on a hard surface, they make his legs so loud. No, it's like boom, 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 boom. It's like he gets up from the table. Boom, boom. It's crazy over the top.
Did you notice the scene where the they put the kids in the chambers to get powers or whatever?
Yeah.
And they take them out to the crowd.
Yeah.
And they announce their powers and there's crowds cheering. Did you see the lady in the very front? She looked so bored, like she didn't know they had said
Action.
Yeah, action. And she's like, "Oh, what?" And she starts clapping.
I
And all that.
didn't see it.
It's ridiculous.
But yeah, I highly recommend for your enjoyment to go watch. Here's the other thing, Aaron. So Karnak gets sent to Earth. He can see the flaw in everything, and the first thing he does is fall off a mountain.
He didn't see that one coming, did he?
Like he can't see the flaw in going down the mountain this way. Knocks himself out.
And then the horse
Yeah.
had to come and save him.
There's like another member named Triton that is lost and they can't find him, and so Gorgon is going to find Triton, and the last vision they have of him is he fell into the ocean. So the guy with horse legs, what's he do right away? He walks out into the ocean and begins to drown. And these Hawaiian surfing dudes save him, and then they sit around the campfire.
They're like, "Yo, dude, why don't you let your legs, man?"
Bro, what's up with them legs?
He's like, looking for.
He doesn't talk like a horse.
He should though.
He's not Mr. Ed.
Why not? I mean,
I'm looking for.
He just has horse legs.
I'm looking for the remote. So should do. I'd watch it.
And that is my Inhumans review.
I would definitely watch it if it was.
I think the underlying story is good, but the acting and directing and special effects are so
It's bad.
poor.
It's really
It just-
bad.
Is it
falls
as good
apart.
as the Japanese version of Spider-Man that came out in the 1970s?
I don't even know what that is.
Uh,
There is a
you remember
really,
that?
There is a really cool scene in there.
too
I will
old.
say this. So, Black Bolt can't speak without destroying everything. There's a really cool scene where his powers come to light for the very first moment. He's in his house and his parents are yelling at him and he goes, "Why?" And it's just like like it pans out and like there's just like charred remains of them on the wall.
And then the horse guy.
And I was like, that's a pretty cool scene. And all of a sudden, goo, 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 it's a horse guy's back or something like that, All right.
Why did you do that, Thunderbolt? That'd been all. I could
Why do
watch
you keep calling him Thunderbolt?
because it's what's his name?
Black Bolt.
Black Bolt. Black
Black
Bolt. That shows how much I know about the Inhumans.
Don't make me give you the Black Bolt hand.
Black Bolt. Why did you kill your parents?
All right. What's
All right, tonight we got a one of another Aaron Allenball special, another list here. 10 films that deserve a sequel, and these are in no particular order. So,
Now,
here-
is this a serious list, Aaron? Or is
no, it's a pretty serious list.
Okay.
It's a pretty serious list. Here we go. Well, in no order, but the first one on the list is The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai.
What's the list again? I'm sorry.
Top 10 or 10 films that deserve a sequel.
Oh, okay.
There already was a sequel. It's called Big Trouble in Little China.
It's not a sequel.
It was originally planned to be, though.
Buckaroo
God,
Banzai
that's
is
why I'm
one of
single.
my.
I'm sorry. I just shouldn't have said
Buckaroo Banzai is an amazing movie. You ever seen it, Brian?
Fell asleep when we were all watching it together.
Shut your mouth.
I was with you and your brother, and all of a sudden they're like, "This is a great movie." And I'm like, "Great."
Nice.
It's like what Brian does on the
Probably
couch.
stayed awake for the Mangler though, or something stupid.
Event Horizon.
No, man, that movie scared me.
I haven't seen Buckaroo Banzai in a long time. Probably not since I worked at the video store.
If you just want some enjoyment, type in Buckaroo Banzai ending credit scene for YouTube, and it's just the ending credit scene of them walking like down a L.A. drain, area, and it's playing that sweet music, and Jeff Goldblum shows up in a cowboy outfit, and it's amazing. Just saying.
What?
Just watch it. It'll make you
What's
smile.
Next? What's next, John?
Let's see here. Big Trouble in Little China. That is the next one on the list. I could.
You know what old Jack Burton says at a
It's
time?
all in the reflex.
He would be old Jack Burton at this point,
Jack
though.
Burton?
There actually is a comic.
I'm Jack Burton.
There's a comic book coming out called Old Man Jack, and it's basically Old Man Logan, but with Jack Burton.
Yeah, but it's not a movie. It doesn't count.
I know, but it's a comic.
All right, what's next?
Yeah, I'm trying to find my
You want some of this?
No, not at
You
all.
want some?
sorry, my phone just
It's happening.
went out. I could go for this one too, but it'd be kind of difficult considering that half the cast died in it. Serenity, Firefly, which is still sad.
Love.
It is sad to this day that happened, but here we are.
One of the greatest TV shows ever.
I wish
Buy that.
I wish
It's on
some
Hulu now. Took it off Netflix. Now it's on Hulu.
I wish somebody would pick that up again. I wish Netflix or somebody would pick it
Nathan
up.
Fillion's gotten too big, I think. I mean, he's just in so much now.
Yeah, but it'd still be
Sarcasm,
cool.
right?
Huh?
Sarcasm, right?
No, he's like a big time star.
What's he in?
I don't know what he's in right now.
He
but-
was in Castle, wasn't he?
He was in Castle.
But
My
that's
wife
been off
was
the
in
air
love
for
with
2
him.
years now.
Well, what I would like to see is even if they don't bring back that cast, is Netflix do a series where it takes place in that universe?
Yeah, like the Tales from the Verse.
Yeah, something go along those lines. There's been several. Well, we've had some sequels and prequels of this. The Wizard of Oz, Aaron has on the list.
What?
Return to Oz. They had Return to Oz, where you had the
Then
post-apocalyptic
they got that Broadway musical.
Wicked.
Aaron, did you watch Supernatural?
Well, I was just gonna say there's been several Wizard of Oz books, so I mean there's so many they have not adapted. That I don't know why. I mean, I guess because Return to Oz was such a failure, they're all kind of scared to touch it.
I kind of like that one. I like Return to Oz. I thought it was all right. I mean,
What about The Wiz?
Wiz was actually better than Return. Or the one I'm thinking about is Oz the Great and Powerful. That's the one I'm thinking about.
That one was pretty good.
That I did like. Now I could go for this one too. because I was a big fan of the Rocketeer.
Yeah,
The Rocket who?
The Rocketeer. The Disney movie Rocketeer. It's actually a pretty decent film for its day. And it kind of still, being that it's a period piece, takes place in the 1940s, 1950s. I think it's the 40s. It still holds water for me. I still like it. It's one of the first.
It's a great movie, but I just quoted the line and you guys totally.
I was totally into the list. I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
I'm going to pitch the Rocketeer 2.
Oh, let's go.
Set in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
With RoboCop.
Someone finds the Rocketeer pack,
Mm-hmm.
and they must fight modern day Nazis. But who finds the pack? None other than Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So the
watch it.
Rocketeer 2,
Gosh.
starring The Rock.
And it's like the title is The Rock quotes a tear.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
No.
I'm there. Brian's there opening night with his shirt on.
For that.
Or maybe it'll be set in present day, and it's the Rocketeer fighting Antifa gets the Rocketeer pack and just
It
punches
couldn't
people.
be. It couldn't
that
be
think are
modern
Nazis.
day because they couldn't fit that helmet on the Rock's head. His head is so big now.
He had to-
It would just like sit on top of his head.
Well,
like
it couldn't cover his face anyway. It'd just be
The chin strap come down and
It
hold
would
it
just
on.
be like a top hat he'd wear over it, man. There's no way.
Or it'd be a mask of his face, eyebrow up.
That would be cool.
With the bull tattoo on the side of the pack.
Next on our list is Disney's The Sword and the Stone. Nah, I don't get that one.
Really, Aaron?
No, sorry,
Really?
Aaron. Don't.
Okay, the reason
I was
it's
gonna say,
on
wait a
the
minute. Now let's
list
hear him out on this one now.
is, I don't know if, I guess it was the 90s. They were making sequels of like every Disney animated movie, and they were all horrible.
Right.
But this is the only one that actually has another story to tell about the Knights of the Round Table. So it's the only one that actually has, could do a sequel.
I'm with him.
With the Knights of the Round Table, dance whenever they were able.
That's a round table.
Oh my lord!
We'd like to push the problem.
They just ruined it.
You
They ruined it, Aaron. They ruined it.
know, on second thought,
Spank us.
let's not go to Camelot. 'Tis a silly place.
Oh my
It's
gosh!
a great movie.
What's next?
Mystery Men. I could go for that one.
Brian is-
Mystery Men. You ever seen Mystery Men?
I have seen it.
It is a
Hey,
great film,
Brian.
man. No.
Hey,
I'll
you just
give you the-
ruined Sword. Whatever.
I have a question
no.
for Brian. Did
No, we're
you
moving
trim
on.
your beard this week?
Yeah, I did.
Or salty Brian?
I did. It did.
Oh my gosh! How could you not like Mystery Men? Mystery Men was one of the
It
best.
was okay.
It was good. It was great.
Okay. Yeah.
You
it's
know, when
You shovel better than any man I know.
when you split the check three ways,
Of all the lines,
the steak
that's the one you
eater
choose.
always picks the
I
pocket
knew
of the
he was
salad
going to do
man.
that one. I knew he was
I
gonna
love
do
that.
And you know what I'm going to do? I'm scared of the sushi. I'm scared of the sushi.
I'm a big
Did-
Dick Azaria fan.
real quick, Tim's favorite director has a cameo in that film. Michael Bay
Oh,
is one of the frat boys.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I didn't
It's,
know
it's
that.
Ricky Rackman and Michael Bay are the gang
I know
leaders from
Ricky
the frat
Rackman,
boys.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mystery Men was one of the best. Me and my sister went to see that, didn't we, Charlie?
Yeah. Well, I'm not your sister, but yeah, me and you.
Well, I mean, you,
You said
me,
me and my sister went to see it, right, Charlie?
Casanova Frankenstein.
yeah. Well, I'm sorry. Yes, it was a good movie. They've made several of these. Aaron, I don't know exactly where we're supposed to go with it.
Disco is not dead. It's life.
Star Trek. He says Star Trek: The Next Generation needs another film.
It needs a final movie to finish the story.
It
'cause the
did. It
last
was called
movie-
Nemesis.
No, but it was open ended. They need a final. There was supposed to be another movie, and because that one flopped, they never made the final movie.
Data got thrown through a warp core.
He got skin. He's got skin.
Bad.
Data had human skin.
Next.
I'm going to turn off my motion chip now. I totally.
Resistance is futile.
Now, if they could make one that was about on the same line as First Contact, I could see it. But they kind of broke the mold with First Contact. Everything after that was just kind of like.
Aaron, let me ask
It
you
was
a
just-
question
it was
about
just not
Star
good.
Trek real quick.
Okay.
How many times a day do you look at the Captain Cisco poster on your wall?
Just at night when I say my prayers.
It's good. It's good. It's not what I expected. It's good.
Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray to Frodo, my soda king.
Frodo.
Frodo, what's his name?
That's what I thought too.
Cisco.
Cisco.
We just said it.
Frodo.
Next.
Man, it's getting late. Frodo.
Next.
That's like Lord of the Rings. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Yeah, I could go over that one. And
They did make a sequel. It's called Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. It's the greatest show on BBC right now.
And last but not least, and I would definitely not go see it, but I would probably watch it on Netflix, is a sequel to Reign of Fire. I liked it. Reign of Fire.
But they wrapped that one up.
Yeah, but did they really get all of the dragons? Because
Yeah, but everybody.
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah. Oh,
Matthew McConaughey died in it, man.
he jumped in the mouth of a dragon. Ah!
Kentucky Rangers.
Died
That's
right
right.
away.
The Kentucky Rangers. And for the sake of just saying it, that was like Matthew McConaughey was a beast in that movie too. That dude was huge in that movie, big time. I was like, man, it's like he definitely didn't look.
He was
like,
a monster. He was
huge.
I got to see that movie for free, courtesy of a former DJX employee.
who will remain unnamed on this show.
Got to see Kelly Kay for the first time in person
But
when she was cute.
I liked it. I liked
Sorry,
Reign of
Kelly.
Fire. I thought it was a good movie. But
You're still cute.
but they could do something super original for the second sequel, like have a dragon come up out of Central Park and destroy New York. You know, something
So
incredibly
like go
original.
back and it's the same thing. Just it's the same exact time period. It's just here's what happened in the United States.
Yeah, and except maybe you'd have to destroy something like Des Moines, Iowa, or something like that to make it original, because everything destroys New York. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know why anybody would ever want to live
Well,
there.
maybe it can originate at Fort Knox, and that's where the Kentucky Rangers came about. from.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I could see that.
Yeah.
What part of-
The dinosaurs, or the dragons were actually dragons from Lord of the Ring, and they were attracted to the gold in Fort Knox. Ah.
Writing
And
a
come
movie
to find out, Reign of Fire
Oh.
is a post-modern sequel to Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
Little known fact there, Charlie.
there it is. That is definitely it. Oh, it is time. This is officially Charlie's music now.
I can't do this music anymore.
Charlie is here with us this evening. As always, we are glad that you're still listening to us, or well, we hope you're still listening to us. And Charlie has
Brian, you notice how, like the green square is like focused on my legs. Oh, wait, no, it's on your face
it
now.
keeps going in and out this week. It's sitting on auto. I don't know why. Anyway, Charlie has just one question this week.
Just one question. What's your favorite martial arts film? Aaron, what's your favorite martial arts film?
I feel like I always answer this. Always Kung Fu Hustle.
Okay. John.
We were talking about this earlier, setting the parameters for this, and I'm going to say Equilibrium.
Yeah, the parameters are that it doesn't have to be like a Hong Kong film or your traditional kung fu
Somebody
movie.
just has martial
primarily
arts in it.
like a several scenes that are martial arts focused. Brian,
American Ninja.
Ooh.
I'm upset about that answer because I didn't think of it first. I mean, I still like my answer, but American Ninja, the entire franchise.
Oh, yeah.
Timbo?
First exposure to Jackie Chan, Rumble in the Bronx.
Hey, can I change my answer?
Sure.
Just
No.
No.
Yeah.
Yes, of
Just
course you
because I'm
can.
tired of saying Kung Fu Hustle, everything. I'm gonna say Karate Kid 2. It was very important to me as a child.
You know what? Can I talk about? Do we have time? Are we running too late?
No, we got about 3 or 4 minutes.
Karate Kid 2. Now that I think back on it, him honking his nose was the stupidest thing, like in any movie.
But it's showing that Miyagi
amazing.
was a better and stronger
I know,
person.
but it's so stupid and corny.
well, he survived through World War II.
Live or die, man.
And he was an alcoholic. So.
Die.
Oh my
Sorry,
gosh.
Charlie.
And my martial arts film is Enter the Dragon because it
Nice.
is-
Me and you watched that one night over there at your house.
it's the first movie I ever bought.
yeah,
on
it's
VHS.
great. It's still awesome to this day.
That was the first DVD I ever bought. Nothing.
Would you rather?
Which ones are the weird ones? What
I think it's
category is
green.
that?
Those are
Is it
the
green?
Is it green or blue?
green is ethics, blue is appearance and embarrassment.
Out of those two, John, read us the best of those
Oh,
two.
yeah, you put me on the spot here. Oh well, here we go. Hang on, I'm looking
Okay,
here.
like both.
I wasn't ready for that. I just usually read them right off the top. Would you rather be a man with a voice like Minnie Mouse, or a woman with an especially low voice? Like that don't really apply to us. There's no ladies in the room. Hold on, let's go. To the next one.
Well,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
John, do your Minnie Mouse impression.
I don't have one.
My
Oh
voice is
man, I'm surprised.
whatever.
My voice
he
is
wanted,
deep.
he
like,
wanted to.
look, he's
but
got
he
it right
was
now.
like, he's like, you guys are embarrassing me right now.
No, I just don't.
wanna
I
do
don't. It's too. My voice is too high, low for that. My voice is.
My voice is
low.
way too manly to do a Minnie Mouse.
Even
Okay,
though I
then
can
do
do
Mickey
any
Mouse.
other 300 impressions on the fly.
Go to dinner. Here it is. Would you rather go to dinner that's much more snobbish, formal, and fancy than you're used to, or one that is much rougher, cruder, and earthier than you're used to? That's a dumb card.
What does that even matter?
We need to get some funny ones.
What is that even?
I'm going back to the gross cards next week.
Well, where are they?
I don't know where they're at. So which one is it this week?
Is that them right there, Brian?
The red
Right
ones?
above where your keys were thrown earlier?
Where you
Let me- hold on a
launch?
second.
I can go on
Tim's
about
closer.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, Tim, you go.
It's on the table right
So
there.
we're
Brian.
dumping that card, I take it?
I would just go with whichever one had the better food.
Yeah, well, Tim's trying to find the cards that have the grosser stuff on them. I don't know if that one's actually going to have it or not.
Picked a random card here.
It's probably what we've already done before we watch.
All right. Okay. Would you rather have long arms that hang all the way to the ground,
We did this.
or be 7 feet tall but have only 2 foot legs?
I don't think we've done that one.
I think I'm going to go with the long arms.
I'm going to have to buy some more cards.
Long arms that hang all the way to the ground, or be 7 feet tall but only have 2 foot legs.
Yeah, I have a 5 foot torso. I'm going to go with the long arms.
2 foot legs, so that's about like that. No?
2 foot long horse legs.
Yeah.
All right, Aaron, what would it be?
I'm trying to figure out what kind of clothes you would buy if you had a 5 foot torso.
He's shopping the big and tall section for your shirt, and then the baby section for your pants.
Children.
I'm thinking the 7 footer, you could at least play basketball, baby.
I thought about that, but you probably couldn't jump
You
because if you
Or
landed,
run.
if you landed on your 2 feet
could just-
legs
you could
with
still
that
have-
amount of, I mean, unless you had like 2 foot tree trunk legs.
Hey, you got to
If
work
you-
out. You got to
Oh,
work.
gosh.
Hey,
If
this is
you
the man right
jumped
here that
with
can
a-
tell you how to get
If
those.
you jumped with a 5 foot torso and
I forgot I had a would you rather on my phone.
and landed on your 2 feet legs, you would shatter them into
I
pieces.
don't know though.
I think I'd go with the
You see
arms.
little
But you
jump
know,
hooks,
I
little
said
jump
I said
hooks.
this last week, Charlie. Ladies dig the tall guy.
You did say that, so
John, what would it be?
I'm gonna
What
go
would- Go ahead, Aaron.
I think I'm gonna go with the 2 feet legs and become like a professional break dancer.
I'm going with the arms. I
Any-
can't.
any
how
reason
tall were
in
you with the
particular?
arms to the ground?
You're just regular.
You're just regular with your
you
arms
just
on
have
the ground.
like you're your height now, but your arms are all the way to the ground, and you're like a knuckle dragger.
I go with the
arm day would be that with,
I mean, how could you even drive? You'd be like,
yeah, but how would you drive with 2 foot long legs?
Perfectly.
you'd be.
I mean, your feet are down there.
Okay, being somebody who
I mean, you could put like it could be like Indiana Jones, right? Where you put the blocks on your feet.
You don't. You're 7 feet tall. You don't need blocks.
oh my god,
You're just sitting really low in the seat.
Can't see over the thing.
Is your butt hanging off the seat?
Yeah, that's where we'd be at, Aaron.
You
Well-
got a specially made seat that lays down because the rest of you is so tall. I'm demonstrating right now for everybody. Okay, you're sitting there like this. All right, perfect. It's perfect. Your little legs are going.
between you doing that and Brian sniffing his fingers earlier.
You know,
This might be one of the best podcasts.
Here's the question, though. Do you have normal sized feet with your 2 feet long legs, or do you have little bitty feet also?
Oh,
I'm
that could
so
change.
glad that's where you went with that.
Oh wow. Well, we want to
Hey,
thank
John,
everybody.
what's the one on your phone?
Nah. Oh yeah. Oh,
three
you want to
lines.
see what the one is on my phone? Okay. Last one of the night. Here it is. This is the official one. Would you rather enter a room? Would you rather enter a room Kool-Aid Man style,
Oh, yeah.
or exit a room by jumping through a window?
Mine was
Oh,
better.
man.
So either you're going to cause property damage or kill yourself. Those are your two options.
You might die in that first one too.
That's a good. I'm gonna go with Kool-Aid Man style on that one.
Mm-hmm.
I think jumping out a window is a lot funnier.
Yeah, I agree with Aaron.
Charlie, you brought up a solid point on that 2 feet leg things, but we just can't discuss it on the podcast
It is
No.
a solid point.
because there
No.
could be all kinds of damage.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well,
Like
we
jumping
want
out a
to
window.
appreciate
jumping out
our fans.
You probably
that are left.
You have to go head first.
And continue to listen to us. We
Get
want to
stuck there
like and
your
share
little
us
feet are like-
on like and share us here on YouTube. Thanks to our YouTube people for watching us still,
Just-
continuing to help us grow this podcast. And on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Podcast Garden now. Yes, we're on there as well
Welcome to
now.
the garden.
We are attempting to get on there and see what we can do, what type of damage we can do to Podcast Garden now.
After this podcast,
Yeah.
we've been kicked off.
We'll have to put the explicit warning on this one. And Facebook, yes, our Facebook crowd. We do thank you for watching us on Facebook. That's our big bread and butter. That's where we get a lot of our numbers is on Facebook, and we do appreciate everybody listening to us on there. And Brian may or may not be back with us next week. We don't know. So good luck.
John,
If
are
you're not,
any of us ever really guaranteed next week?
yeah,
Oh my
no.
God.
Have a good
See you
evening.
later, players.
Sorry, Brent.